This is my Jackpot 7 OTK deck. It also has Reversal Quiz as a secondary win condition. Of course, if you can manage to synchro or XYZ summon, you could potentially win with just that alone, right? Alright, so of course, Dark Scorpion Burglars. Because Dark Scorpion Burglar effect is when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent selects one spell card from their deck and sends it to the graveyard, then shuffle the deck. The obvious goal is to give it to your opponent with like Creature Swamp or Mystic Box, so that way they have it on their side of the field. And then when they deal you damage with it, the effect will kick in, where you send from your deck a spell card, and your main target is Jackpot 7. When Jackpot 7 is sent to the graveyard, in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, banish this card. If 3 of your Jackpot 7 are currently banished, and we're all banished by this effect, you win the duel. Now, it's interesting the concept of when this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard, my opponent's card effect. Now, to me, I would think that implies if I have control of it on my side of the field, like in my hand or my side of the field. But it means in your possession, period, the fact that you own it. So even if it's in your deck, you know, you'll get the effect. So that's why it works when your opponent deals you battle damage with Dark Scorpion Burglars. You send it from the deck to the graveyard. Since it was in your possession, you're the owner of it, you get the effect of it being sent out of play, banished. And once you have all 3, then you win by the effect. Like I mentioned, I forgot to mention Mr. Tomato. That way you can have an extra monster. It's a level 4. You have 2 4s overlay, right? That type of good stuff. Plus, it's helpful. So it helps you get Dark Scorpion Burglar onto the field because it has 1,000 attack. That's a dark. And of course, it's a good defense. You know, it dies, you bring out another one, it dies, you bring out another one, it dies. You could bring out Scorpion, you know what I mean? So you could potentially block 4 attacks with it. Then we got Reversal Quiz. So, in case you're in the situation where you can't get the combo off, or your opponent shuts down the combo, or they have a pair of Iron Wall and you haven't drawn anything to get rid of it to try to get the combo off, and you're low on life points anyway, you can play Hippo Carnival, for example, attack your opponent monsters, take a lot of damage, and then main phase 2, play Reversal Quiz. Especially if you gave your opponent Dark Scorpion and you played Hippo Carnival, right, and you start attacking the Dark Scorpion to get Scorpion's effect off, to, you know, banish your Jackpot so you can win by the Jackpot 7 win condition. Your opponent might chain and pair Iron Wall, and it's like you're just running into 1,000 attacker for no reason. The spell will, you know, you still have to send a spell to the graveyard. You just won't get that spell. You won't get Jackpot 7's effect, obviously, because it can't be banished. So that becomes, you know, so if you're ever in that scenario and you do have the Reversal Quiz and at least 2 Black Pendants, you could just keep attacking. Maybe, you know, of course, to take more damage, you'll start attacking your opponent's stronger monster, so you take more damage. You're trying to get to 1,000 or less life, right? Make sure you have no more tokens on the field. It's very important not to have tokens, since they can't be sent to the graveyard by Reversal Quiz effect. You can't activate, right? So make sure you have no more tokens. Then in main phase 2, play Reversal Quiz while you have. Make sure you set the pendants first. Play Reversal Quiz. Say spell. The deck is about, let's see, mathematically, it'll be, I'll say 94%, just hypothetically, 94% spells, so the likelihood of it actually being a spell is pretty high. So obviously just say spell, you'll get it right. Life point switches, your opponent will have like 1,000 or less life, you'll have his life points, and then Black Pendant's effects will activate after the effect of Reversal Quiz, and then deal your opponent 500 damage for each Black Pendant. If you use 2 of them, that's 1,000 damage, and you can just end them out with that, and that could just be your win condition in a scenario. If you're in a scenario where you can't win with Jackpot 7, you got Reversal Quiz as a backup. Of course, we got Hippo Carnival. Could be used defensively by summoning them in defense mode and let them, you know, die for you. But then of course there's also the fact that you can play them in the same turn you summon Dark Scorpion Burglar, and then give Dark Scorpion Burglar to your opponent with Creature Swap or Mystic Box, and then, you know, smash all 3 tokens into Dark Scorpion Burglar, and, you know, get your Jackpot 7 combo off and win off of that condition. But you can, you know, like I said, you can use it defensively, but it's your main spell card for helping you get the combo off, as well as your Creature Swap. Scapegoat's defensive, but also can be helpful with the combo. It could also be helpful with the Reversal Quiz combo, you know, because you'll give you enough monsters to attack your opponent with, so you can take a lot of damage and then Reversal Quiz. Fires of Doomsday mainly is for defense, but it could also potentially be used for the Dark Scorpion Burglar's ability, especially if you already have one Jackpot 7 out of play by its effect. In case, let's say, you set it on the field and your opponent MST'd it, it's like perfect, boom, that's one pot down, 2 more to go, right? So then you can use Fires of Doomsday, Dark Scorpion Creature Swap combo, and then just go off. Of course, you gotta play Fires of Doomsday and Scapegoats during your opponent's end phases. Unlike Hippo you could play it the same turn. So that's the awesomeness of Hippo, is that you could play Hippo, plus you can put the monsters in attack mode, which is very important. Scapegoats and Doomsday won't let you summon them, you know, summon the monster when you use them, so you have to use it during your punch turn. And then of course they summon the tokens in defense, and you really want them in attack, so you gotta play them during your opponent's end phase. They're quick plays, so that makes them all the better, right? Creature Swap, of course, so you can swap out. You can use it to swap out a token for one of your opponent's strong monsters and beat him down with his own monsters, so that right there can be a win condition for you. You can obviously use it to get your Dark Scorpion combo off. You can Creature Swap and give your opponent Mystic Tomato, you know, and take one of his monsters and bash Tomato and get Tomato's effect off, and get you another Tomato and attack your opponent directly with that, or Scorpion, whatever you want to do. Mystic Box is good because you'll summon Dark Scorpion Burglar and then play Mystic Box, kill your opponent's monster and give it to him. Or you could pop one of your tokens. You could pop his monster and give him a token. You know what I mean? You know, the token will be useless because they can't attribute it. So it's definitely awesome. So you see, there's a lot of combos in here you can use to fight your opponent with, not just do the Jackpot OTK. Lightning Vortex, if he has too many monsters, then just get rid of them. Just get rid of them with Lightning Vortex. Black Pendant can give you a power boost in case you take your opponent's monster and that monster's not strong enough to take down another one of their monsters. You could just equip this and make that monster stronger, so you can take your opponent down. Sometimes you can use this to reduce damage. Let's say you have exactly 3,000 life points, right? Since you have exactly 3,000 life points, attacking Dark Scorpion with 3 tokens is not a good idea, because that's 3,000 damage, and you'll die before you even get your final Jackpot off, right? So to reduce the damage, what you could do is you give Black Pendant to one of the tokens, so that way you'll only take 500. So it'll be 1,000, 1,000, 500. So that's 2,500. You'll still have 500 life points left. And yeah, your opponent will take 500 from Black Pendant going to graveyard, but doesn't matter, right? The point is, at least you still have 500 left, and you got your Jackpot combo off. So that's another reason it's in there. Plus, it goes good with Reversal Quiz to burn your opponent. so you can beat them with that win condition. It's also useful again to just power up a monster, because you can turn Mr. Tomato to a 1900 beater. You know what I mean? That's useful. If you exceed summon, you can turn any of one of these lovely exceed monsters here, and you know, any of these mighty rank 4s into a beater. MFT, of course, this is for stuff like Imperant Iron Wall, Anti-Spell Fragrance, anything that can, you know, that can hurt your spell cards, your spell card plays. Let's see, Shadow Imprisoning, of course, you know, that will prevent the effects of these, so forth and so forth. Just getting rid of back row, you know, in case somebody got a warning or something, you could just get rid of it. Especially if you want to exceed summon, you know, you want to get rid of the back row so you can exceed without any problem. So it's just there because you'll need it. Plus, as a spell, so it's not like it goes against the deck's design, right? It's more spells the better, right? Spell Shining Arrow for pendulum summoning, because they can summon so fast. They could probably kill you before you even get your combo off. So you want to prevent that by using Spell Shining Arrow. Plus, Spell Shining Arrow deals damage. You could potentially win with just that alone. Plus, if your opponent has Swords of Revealing Light, you can't attack. So this comes in handy for getting rid of Swords of Revealing Light. Your opponent might have a card where, let's see, a card. What kind of card they could have? This is a spell that could be a problem other than swords. Dark Door, that will prevent you from attacking with multiple monsters. You can get rid of that. Level area B is not really an issue, so it's not a problem. You know, you'll figure it out. There'll be some stuff worth getting rid of with Spell Shattering Arrow, of course, but mainly it's for pendulums. We got Mind Control. This will be useful if your opponent has tuners and you mind control one of the tuners. You can synchro into some of these depending on, you know, what the level of your opponent's tuner. So you can use this to steal a tuner, and then you could combine it with Mystic Tomato, you know, or Dark Scorpion, and synchro into one of these bad boys. You can use Scapegoats and Fires of Doomsday as synchro materials. You can't use the Hippos, but you can use the Scapegoats and the Fires of Doomsday as long as they've been on the field prior. Can't do it in the same turn. Can't steal your opponent's tuner and then play Scapegoats and synchro. That doesn't work. But if the Scapegoats were already on the field and you steal your opponent's tuner and then synchro in the following turn, that works. And Creature Swap and Mind Control will be the typical ways of you taking your opponent's monster, so that way you can synchro and exceed with them. If, for example, if your opponent has a rank 3 or lower XYZ, like Dante or something, and you creature swap it or mind control it, right? You enter battle, then go main phase 2, and then you can drop down your Magician on top of it. So now you have a nice, strong little monster with piercing, and your opponent doesn't have this monster anymore. If your opponent has like a Pleiades and creature swap it or mind control it, you know, mind control it, and they don't chain the effect and bounce them back into the extra deck so you can't steal them, and they let you take a Pleiades, then you can just drop M7 on top of it, right? And now you got a nice little 2700 beater on the field. You could also just throw Gaia Charger on top of it and get piercing. You could, of course, Gaia Charger can be dropped on any rank 5 or rank 6s, so any 5 or 6s your opponent has that you steal, you can just drop this on top of it. If your opponent summons a Galaxy Eyes XYZ monster, you can drop this on top of it. It's a nice little 4000 beater, can't argue with that, right? So that's why they're in the extra deck. And generically, Stroke for defense, Castiel to send something on your opponent's side back into their deck, maybe a monster like a Utopia or something, because Utopia will stop you from attacking. That's where Lightning B also comes in handy. Mystic Box comes in handy in that, to pop your opponent's Utopia and then give them Scorpion, play Hippo, attack, pop, pop, pot, win. Right? Number 101 lets you steal your opponent's big monsters. Self-explanatory. Plus, if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you get detach material. Same as Stroke. If he would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you detach material. He also, Stroke has the effect you can detach material and put one of your opponent's monsters face down. That might come in handy again if he has a Utopia. You could put it face down, and then summon a Scorpion, you know, and play your token card, creature swap, all that good stuff, right? And then just go all out. But even if he has a Utopia, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, if he still has Utopia even after you creature swap, because if all he has is a Utopia, then you just steal his Utopia. Not a big deal, right? Just steal his Utopia. Now you don't have to worry about him negating your attacks with Utopia's effect. Exciton, you know, helps you clear the field, you know, especially of that, you know, back row stuff like Mirror Force, Deep Prison, Scrap Iron Scarecrow, whatever your opponent has to stop you from, you know, attacking with the Hippo tokens to get your combo off. This will help you get rid of it. Catastor, since these are 4 stars, you take your opponent's 1-star tuner, you can make a Catastor. You can make a Samsara. If your opponent has a 2-star tuner, you can make YUGIOH. Or if your opponent had a 4-star tuner, you steal it and you use, you know, the Fire Doomsday tokens, or you use the Scapegoat tokens. You can make YUGIOH and then steal more monsters from them. You know what I mean? Black Rose. You know, if you steal your opponent's 3-star tuner and summon Mystic Tomato or Dark Scorpion, go into a Black Rose, destroy everything your opponent got. Again, if you take your opponent's 4-star tuner, use it with a 4-star, use it with the Scapegoats, you can make High Red Dragon, nice speeder, and get rid of all his attack position monsters he might still have. Colossal Fighter, he's generic. Normally I would like to have Belzy, but the thing is that, you know, can't guarantee your opponent will have a dark tuner. So since Colossal Fighter is generic, any 4-star tuner will work. So Colossal Fighter, good 2800 beater. Could get stronger if there's warriors in the grave. Scorpion is a warrior, so that could give him a boost right there alone. And against a warrior deck like Satellas and Samurais and stuff like that, they could get stronger. So that's also good. Scrap Dragon, again 4-star tuner, and then sync it with the Scapegoats or with Mystic Tomato or Dark Scorpion Burglar. Make Scrap Dragon, pop one of your cards, like maybe a Black Pendant or any spare extra cards you might have. Pop them, pop back row or monster or whatnot. Get rid of whatever you need to get rid of, and that's the end of the deck profile.